Piali, Cuenothuatlililo, Nahuatl no Toqueyuria, Nichantinican, Mexico, Nahuatlatoli, Mayatlatoli, Chiapas. Piali, Cuenothuatlililo, Nahuatl no Toqueyuria, Nichantinican, Mexico, Nahuatlatoli, Mayatlatoli, Chiapas. How are you, everybody? My name is Yuria. I am from Mexico, from Chiapas, from the highlands of Chiapas. I'm Nahuatl and Maya Tzeltal. And I'm happy to be here with you and the Indigenous Peoples Movement to share a contemplative practice based on Indigenous Mesoamerican traditions. Just a little bit about myself. I come from a family in the highlands of Chiapas that has been close to the earth and to the cycles of nature. My grandmother and great-grandmother were both medicine women. And also a family of great poets and artists, healers of the soul and the mind. So my whole, both research and creative endeavors are related to working with spirit and working with the contents of the mind and how we can use and make meaning of those processes to create bridges to our belonging in society and create possibilities for engendering a world that's meaningful, that's of service, that's collective, and that brings us closer to our own nature and to the nature of all other beings around us. And so today we're going to do, it's going to be a practice, earth-based, heart-centered practice. I had asked if you were able to bring some offerings for the senses. So offerings could be a piece of nourishing fruit or a candle or some incense, some flowers, live plants, beautiful, vibrant colors that bring just the beauty and the bliss of life into our space. So the practice is going to be just a flowing, guided practice. Really, the only thing that I ask is your presence, and the presence will also be elicited or bring forward with the practice. So yeah, the only thing is to be here and willing, open, and aware. So I'm gonna leave some time at the end of the practice for discussion and questions and to bring also more intention and motivation on how these practices can truly transform our perception of the world and also our presence in the world. We're going through extremely challenging moments as a species, as cultures, and I feel we can use these moments for reflection and reorientation of the priorities that have been necessarily and evidently confused, that has brought us into states of individualism and narratives of exceptionalism that just brings us farther and farther away from each other and from our true nature that's really earth-based, connected into the life of all beings and into the creative reality of what life is, the creative and then destructive aspects of life. So how can we embrace those apparent opposites and bring them into a conciliation to find meaning, to find purpose, and a place, responsible, conscious, conscientious place into what we are creating and what we want to uh, bring together. So this is the possibility, this is an opportunity for us as a species to bring this into reality and get together and find solutions and do not feel disempowered or hopeless, helpless by what we are facing, but rather to use it as an opening to what we can create together as minds and qualities and capacities, skills are united. We can create of this a greater possibility, a truly an engender world that has meaning, that's based on compassion of the suffering of all other beings, human and non-human, visible and invisible, and that also is based on beauty, on awe, on reverence to the quality of life that we have, of gratitude, and ultimately on love, on true love that awakens in us a self-transcendent experience of unity, of connectedness, and of relationality with all other beings with whom we share this space, this home, the earth. So I will go ahead and start the practice. Um, and I'll ask you to close your eyes. If you're comfortable, you can also leave them half open. Uh, I find generally that is much more conducive to inward awareness and then outward experience, sensory um, clarity when we have less distractions in our scope. And so having the eyes closed would help for that, those distractions to remain a little bit more at bay. Um, so please close your eyes and find a sense of rest in your breathing. Observe the texture of your breath, softly going in and calmly going out. Start to bring awareness into your inner experience, into your inner presence to yourself, centered and grounded in a space, and yet connected and relating to all space. Allowing the breath to be as it needs to be right now. If there are any challenges or obstacles in the breath, just allowing those obstacles to be. We surrender to what is right now, right here. We find that place of gravity and groundedness in the base of our spine, connecting to the earth. We allow the breath to deeply be absorbed and connect also to the earth. We find that soft space where the tonali rests, the tonali, the soul, the seat of the soul for the Nawa, the Mexica tradition, that's the crown of the head. So we connect with this tonali, allowing it to be softly caressed by a fine thread of light, of sun, softly touching the crown of the head, allowing the skies to enter deep through this fine thread of light and reach the spirit, the soul, the tonali in the crown of the head. And we allow for that clarity and warmth to sink in deeper, passing through the face, softening the lips, lightening the shoulders, opening the whole thoracic area until it reaches the center of our chest, until that warmth and clarity of the sun skies reach the heart, and allowing for that deep breath connecting to the heart, and allowing the heart to open and expand with this deep, softened breath. And we rest there, just observing that sweet lull of the breath, softly touching, whispering life into the heart. We observe how expansive the whole chest becomes. We observe how softened the breath becomes. We open to that connected space between the breath, the heart, and every cell in our bodies. that are becoming rich with heart, allowing for that observation of the breath and the heart to find its own rhythm, its own natural, connected rhythm, unrushed rhythm, oceanic rhythm, flowing rhythm, in an ever most expansive space of breath. And as we are connecting anything that happens in our surroundings, we welcome that too. Allow it to be and be breath, and allow it to enter and also pass and fade away. Now we bring that breath deep through the spine to the base of the spine, into the earth, centered and grounded breath of earth. And the breath reaches deeper through their limbs, down the thighs and calves and ankles, and feet into our toes. And the toes stretch and flex and coil and lengthen deep into the earth, finding, digging, opening ever deep and deeper in the earth. And we sense that moisture and depth and darkness of the earth, welcoming, softly opening her ever vast, nourishing space for all our roots to find themselves. And rooting, going deeper, farther down, farther deep, until we get to that space, that fountain of nourishment in the very center of the earth. And we allow ourselves to just rest there, loose and open and light, resting in the soft, dim lit womb of the earth. We stay safely cradled in this chamber of earth. And the earth allows us to start composting all that material that we no longer need, that the world no longer needs. All those confused priorities that we no longer need. We can let them go right here, right now, into the earth, allowing the earth to compose them into these new forms of life and nourishment and possibility, to engender and create, empowering our capacity of union, of interaction, of cooperation, of collaboration and compassion, nourishing these seeds of gentleness and kindness, of beauty and of acceptance, of life and of death, of creation and destruction. And we let all that medicine of the earth to be the guide, to nourish this new, open, sprouting world. And we take this medicine and feel these seeds, these roots, soaking them in medicine from deep within the earth. And we start bringing it further up, bring it back into our toes, reaching up into our limbs, the base of our spine, reaching up into our neck, reaching the seat of the soul, and expand back again into the skies. Ever encompassing, ever present, deep breath of life, of earth and sky and heart. And right here, right now, we awaken to our privilege of love, deep into the heart, deep into our breath, deep into our presence, deep into our attention to our emotion, our imagination, our motivation and intention, deep into our life, into our shared life. We stay there in that place of apparent illusory balance, connected to the sky, reaching deep into the earth, and right in the middle, our heart beating, breathing life. Revel into that life. Expand and learn to dance into that mystic mystery of life. Abundant and devouring, giving and taking, and in all its light and bright, so blinding. So we stay, we rest, back again into our breath. Connected space of breath. Breathing in and breathing out, giving and taking with the breath. Grounded in the earth and yet reaching the skies. Expanding and contracting, sharing and accepting, receiving, welcoming. Here and now, ever present, ever loving experience of life. Observe again the texture of your breath. Observe again the experience of breath reaching all areas of the body. Arising myriad of sensations, emotions, images, and thoughts. And make meaning of all these relations, all our relations, extending in time, expanding in space, grounded in the earth, reaching the skies. Rest in that experience and notice the depth, the breadth, complexity, and richness of this present now. How can this experience inform my everyday action? What does this experience say of me and of the world? How can this experience expand my circle of trust? How can this experience nourish evermore my capacity to love? Stay there, breathing, present, reaching and connecting, open to all that is around. Allow for all the subtle sounds to reach your ear. Even the most shy voices, let them also reach your ear. Let your skin be open to anything that's touching it. Heat or cold, a soft breeze, a sun caress. Reach to any smell that's coming softly, even more subtle, reaching your nose. What is familiar, pleasant or unpleasant? Allow any of these smells to come. Find your experience of taste and break the limitations of taste. Allow any image, memory, fantasy to also flow, peak, and fade away. Observe any light appearing behind your eyelids, dancing behind your eyelids. Capricious, unexpected forms and colors swirling behind your eyelids. And very slowly, very softly, gradually start opening very little by little your eyes. Observing the texture of light, the different movements of that soft touch of light, of everything around. The vibrant, bustling presence of light and darkness in everything around. All this energy vibrating in everything around. This is our shared home. This is our spirit. Very softly turn up to look at the sky. Send all the gratitude to the sky and bow deep down to the earth. And once again, go up and take all the sky in. Allow it to open and pierce you with warmth. And once again, bow down deep into the earth, touching and kissing the earth. And once again, go up and reach the skies. Take in that deep breath and bow down deep into the earth. This is our home. This is our privilege to love. May it be what connects us. May it be what motivates us. May it be the intention for a life of meaning, of kindness, of connection, and of love. May it be the earth. May it be the skies. May it be you and I and all the beings around with whom we share this home, our earth. Thank you for staying present and open in this practice. And may it serve you the best way possible so that we can offer, so that we can be the medicine, the nourishment that we so desperately need right now to create a world of inclusion, of diversity, of respect and dignity, equality and freedom and peace. May it be. Thank you. If you have any questions, any comments, please, you can write them on the chat. You can reach me an inbox. And may you be loved and love in all your and capacity for love. Be well.